Welcome to the CEO Tech Talks podcast, where vision meets impact. I am your host, Ambreen Ahmed. Each episode, I sit down with exceptional leaders who are shaping the future of business, technology, and transformation. This show is about more than just success. It's about clarity, purpose, and those bold decisions that light the way forward. Join me as we uncover the insights, challenges, and breakthroughs from today's most inspiring voices. Leaders who are redefining what it means to lead in a rapidly changing world. This is CEO Tech Talks. Let's dive in. Today, we're exploring the ever-changing world of commercial real estate with someone who's helping define the Midwest market. My guest, Steve Zuber, is a principal at Barber Murphy, where he spent over 2 decades guiding clients through commercial and investment deals with integrity and precision. Steve's story is about more than transactions. It's about relationships, community, and the business of building long-term value. Welcome, Steve. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into it. Tell us about yourself and about Barber Murphy.
So I am the president of Barber Murphy. I'm partners with Colin Fisher, who is our designated managing broker, and Wayne Barber, who is one of the founding principals. And we are celebrating our 20-year anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Big accomplishment. We have about 25 brokers, employees at our firm. We specialize on industrial, land, retail, office, investment properties. Our core business when we started 20 years ago was really just southwestern Illinois, and we've expanded into central Illinois, covering really half the state of Illinois. And in the past year or two, we have actually pushed over the Mississippi River into Missouri, and our goal is to get full coverage in Illinois and the state of Missouri within the next 5 years. So we've got a neat little niche market that we have in the St. Louis metropolitan market in the southwestern Illinois, and we dominate that market. And we want to take that same philosophy and strategy and implement it in other areas and just continue to grow.
Nice. So what initially drew you into this industry?
My background is in industrial sales. Right out of college, I've got a marketing degree, and I've always been in sales my entire career. During my span, I've worked with small private family-owned packaging distributor company covering Northern Illinois, and then went to work for a bigger corporation, Nordson Corporation, and I was actually covered 7 states in the Midwest and have been in most all manufacturing plants in Illinois, Missouri, Iowa, Kansas, and was getting into Nebraska and Wisconsin and the Dakotas. And that's when the travel just kind of took over and just caught up with me, and had the opportunity to join a commercial real estate firm specializing on industrial product. So that background I had in industrial sales and being in manufacturing plants was an easy transition for me. Instead of selling equipment into the plants, why don't we sell the plants? And that's where we've come from, and that's where we're headed.
What does a typical day look like for you?
So typical day is being one of the principals of the firm, just addressing a lot of the broker needs, also doing sales as well, handling clients with all the projects that we have going on right now, finding properties for people, helping them close on deals, helping people sell their properties or lease their properties out. Very involved with economic development organizations in the region through chambers of commerce or leadership council, and taking active roles in that on executive positions, and just networking and, just on the phone all day, every day, and just trying to make it happen. So just it's a juggling act.
That sounds like you're busy, very busy. So how did your early experiences in real estate shape your approach to negotiating and leadership?
So I have always, like I said, have been in a sales position in my career. So I've always been taking care of clients and solving their problems. And that's probably the biggest thing that has come through with what I do is is being there to help people get what they need and get what they want, and doing it in a fashion that they're likely to use me again in the future, repeat business. So I'd say that's probably the main thing, that I've always put my clients first. And I always treat them with the respect and the attention that they deserve to get the project done and get it done. The one thing in real estate is we're here to save people money, save people time, and make them money. That's what our job is. And hopefully, in that course of the assignments and working with people, you build relationships with them, and you are their go-to person. The person that knows the market, has the knowledge about the market, and can get them from point A to point B the most efficiently, and close deals.
So, what major shifts are you seeing right now in commercial and industrial real estate?
As far as shifts are concerned, I'd say the automation portion of it, and that's probably the biggest shift that we're seeing, with from the time you get a listing to the time you close it, or the time you start working with someone looking for something to buy or lease, and trying to find all the product that's available in the market for them, or the people that are in the market. It's really technology. And our currency is information, knowing values of properties for sale or for lease, knowing what's available, being ahead of the curve as far as knowing who's making moves, and really matchmaking is really what I think our job is. But being able to access that information quickly and accurately, so that we can give our clients the data that they need to make an informed decision, and something they can be confident moving forward with. Real estate is a fantastic way to people invest and make money. And we're seeing a lot of people that weren't really into real estate investment over the years. We're seeing more people getting into investing in real estate. And with the stock market being what it has been, we're seeing a lot more people trying to stick their toe in the water. The people that have been investing in the past have become a little more disciplined in what they're looking for, and how they're financing their deals, and looking at those deals. And then you still have a lot of people that are still new to investing that are getting into it. We've seen a big change from a lot of people owning office space and trying to get into the industrial market or multifamily markets. There was a lot of people that have owned homes, flipping homes, and they've transitioned out of those into other market segments that are performing better and outperforming those types of properties. So we're seeing that change, and the CRMs have just gotten better over the years. They're more complete as far as taking from cradle to grave a transaction, and everything that's available to us today that wasn't available to us 20 years ago when we started. Just information on county records, and Google Earth, and things like that make our jobs that much easier to get that information and present it to our clients. I'd say those are probably some of the biggest changes that I've seen.
Okay. You mentioned automation at the beginning as being one of the shifts. Can you go a little bit deeper into what does that automation look like?
It's having all of the information. We have an incredible CRM. We use RealNext as our platform, and everybody in the commercial real estate world is looking for the holy grail of commercial real estate, of CRMs. And when you have the information about the clients, what they're looking for, information about the properties, every detail associated with that property, as far as dimensions, features of that property, floor plans, if there's environmental reports or surveys, if there's the information about the property, taxes, the zoning, all of that, we put it in our CRM. So we have a very detailed list of clients and their properties that they own, and all the information about those properties, because properties change hands. A lot of people will hold the properties for 5 to 10 years, and then after that they're looking to sell it, or do something with it. So we have, I think our record is selling one property 4 or 5 times, the same one, to different people. it's collecting that data and having that knowledge of the property in great detail that really has set us apart over our competition, because 25 brokers in our market, somebody has talked to somebody before or has that information available. And that's one of the things that we, I think, have done so well is creating a team effort with our firm and the collaboration between the brokers and the experience that people have that allows us to be more effective and more efficient. So that's when I say the automation portion of it, that database is really the cornerstone to what we're trying to achieve and get better at.
Absolutely. Information and knowledge is power, right?
It is.
So, what's working really well for Barber Murphy right now, and what's been most frustrating?
I would say what's working well for Barber Murphy is the people that we've hired and the team that we've put together. We've got some phenomenal staff in our office that puts out our brochures, that really takes care of managing our CRM, making sure the data is correct, and the brochures that we put out, that they're very detail oriented. We want people, when they look at one of our brochures, that they can see any question they may have about the property. They read the brochure, it's all there and spelled out. So we're trying to tell a story with our marketing about the offering and what it is that we're selling, and what's so special about that property that somebody would be interested in it. So that when they call us, they're not just calling us about, well, how much office space is in here, or how much parking is there? Well, they're calling us because they've already seen all that, and they're actually qualified. They're a little more qualified when they talk to us about a property, and they've done their homework because we've done it. And we have 500 listings that we carry at one time, so there's a lot of properties, and each broker may have 30 to 50 listings of their own. So knowing every little bit of information about those properties, you can't remember everything. So we do all of our legwork up front and have it in that brochure. So when they ask us a question, you can refer to that brochure and know that that's fact. And that's one of the key things that we've done so well and will continue to do.
That's great. And what are some of the challenges that you face with all these market shifts?
Challenges, you just can't be everywhere all the time. That's why I say hiring more people is really the key to growth for us. You can only do so much with the people that you have, and so there's so much work that's out there. It can be tough to take care of clients, and instead of being Johnny on the spot and staying ahead of your projects, sometimes it becomes the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and you're kind of whacking a mole, so to speak. And that's not how I like to operate. Like to be way ahead of the game and communicating with the clients on a regular basis and keeping them informed of what's going on. So that's a big challenge. It's just the sheer workload and the communication that's required to keep your clients informed and just continue that continuity on a project.
So, which metrics are you most focused on improving?
Overall is profitability for the firm. That's the number one goal, and growing the sales volume. We'd like to continue to push our boundaries and get into other markets that we're not currently serving. And it takes time to learn those markets and know those markets like we know our core market, which is Southwestern Illinois, Southern Illinois, and learning those other markets the same way we know our market, knowing who all the players are, allied vendors, governmental officials, and knowing how to get projects done from the municipal process all the way through. In commercial real estate, you have contractors, you got attorneys, you've got environmental consultants, you've got architects, incentives. There's a whole array of people that get a project completed, and having those relationships with people that are like-minded and professional that we can refer business to close deals. It's a team effort. And that's the thing. It's not just us. We're the core that gets the point guard on projects, and making sure that, when we're passing the ball off to whoever, that they get their task completed in a timely manner, whether it's a survey or a building inspection or a roofer looking at the condition of a roof, a contractor that's going to do some of the build out for the client, and then even going through the municipal process if there's any incentives that are required or the zoning doesn't quite match up to what the needs of the client are. You've got to help them get the approvals to do what they want to do. So there's a lot of heavy lifting involved in closing a commercial real estate deal. Commercial real estate deals can take up to a year to close. So there's a long sales cycle to what we do. And you just don't put up a sign and wait for the phone to ring. You got to be proactive, and you got to be ahead of the game and go looking for, create a market is really what you're trying to do with commercial real estate, and find people before just sit back and wait for somebody to call you. Who knows how long that'd be.
That's true. If you could solve one major challenge in the commercial real estate industry today, what would it be?
I would say paperwork has just gotten to be incredible. When you're going to a closing, the stack of paper that you have to fill out is probably twice the size as it was 20 years ago. Municipalities with codes and permits and zoning has just gotten really difficult. Those are the things that are very challenging for people in our position, in our profession. So just better communication with different communities so that you can go through the whole process a lot smoother and faster, because that's an ever changing proposition as communities have new mayors and city managers, and different positions change fairly regularly. So does the whole municipal process. So that consistency and continuity, that's just a very big factor in what we do. That would love to be able to change that. I don't know what that is, but it's always problematic.
Okay. So, where do you want to see your business in 6 to 12 months from now?
In 6 to 12 months, I expect our new website to be up and running, our CRM dialed in to the to how we want it to operate and working better for us, so that we can focus our attention more on the sales aspect of it and the marketing aspects of what we do, and get away from some of the behind the scenes work that we have been focused on for the past year and a half to make us more efficient and improve our marketing. But that's 6 to 12 months. That needs to be behind me, and then focus more on sales and hiring more brokers and just continuing to grow the business.
Steve, thank you for all this information. Now let's pivot and just have some fun. What's your favorite type of property to work with?
Favorite type of property is industrial investment properties. That's a hot market segment right now. And any industrial properties that are generating income or have the potential to generate income is in high demand right now. So they're just fun projects to work on. I have I kind of lean towards heavy manufacturing types of properties as well. In my background, I've handled a lot of properties that have environmentally challenged properties or issues with the property itself, and I enjoy working on those. A lot of they're more challenging than most, but I feel I'm better equipped at handling those heavy manufacturing projects with environmental challenges better than most with the types of properties that I have closed in the past. And my experience has just taken me down that path. So I've enjoyed doing that, and but the industrial investment properties, those are fun. When you have plants that close down in certain communities and people lose their jobs, it's also very satisfying to have another company come in to take over that property and bring jobs and bring more life back into communities that can be devastated by a loss of a major employer in the community. So those are other things that I really have enjoyed working in that industrial market.
Very nice. Thank you. And one last question, or I'd like you to finish the sentence. A successful broker should always.
Put their clients first.
There you go. Thank you, Steve, for sharing your expertise and perspective with us today. Your focus on integrity and local impact reminds us that great leadership is rooted in service to clients, communities, and teams.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Absolutely. For our listeners, visit barbermurphy.com to learn more about the work Steve and his team are doing across the Midwest. Thank you for joining CEO Tech Talks. I hope today's conversation sparked new insights and inspiration for your own leadership journey. Until next time, stay inspired, stay visionary, and keep leading with light. Brought to you by Neura AI Consulting.